Hi, so I thought I would vlog again today, and I'm very happy to announce that I have finished my Christmas shopping. So in my last vlog I told you how I was about to finish shopping for the boys, and that felt really good. So this morning I just went and got everything else that I needed. I ordered my mum's gift online, so that should be delivered in the next couple of days. I'd like to share that with you because I think it's a cool gift idea, but I'll have to make sure that's a video that I tell her not to watch, otherwise she won't be surprised. But I'll share with you the final things that I got from my Christmas list. I managed to get everything done just before December, which was my goal, and I stayed right around my budget, which was really good as well. So yeah, I'll share with you the final couple of things that I bought. So for my little niece who's having her first Christmas this year, I got a little outfit. I got these pants with the little flowers and this top. I've already bought her some pink items when she was born, so I thought I would go a little bit outside the box in my colors to buy for her, and I thought this green was really cute, and I'm really into this green color, as you'll know, because most of my living room is green and the things I'm knitting are green. So I was pretty excited to see this cute little outfit, so I got that for her. And then I just got her two little kind of toys. I got this teether because I know with both the boys I really appreciated any different kind of teether that anybody gave me, and this one looks quite good. I haven't seen it before, but it looks quite good. And then just in the green theme again, a little rattle. I thought that was super cute, so got her that as well. And the last thing I needed to get were gift vouchers, so I just got them from Farmers, which is a department store here in New Zealand. Got one for each of the boys' teachers, so one for Lachlan to give his teacher and one for Tobias to give his teacher. And then my two older nieces, I got them a voucher as well, so they can choose whatever they would like. And then the final thing I got was just some cards. I want the boys to make cards for their teacher. That was mentioned by one of you in my comments. I thought that was a really nice idea. And then I thought the boys could also make cards for my mum and for their cousins, my nieces as well. And I have done it before where I just folded a piece of paper in half and made a card. But I thought I'd go a little bit more professional in the card making this year and just got this set of cards and envelopes so that the boys can draw all over them, and Lachlan can write his teacher a message and things like that. So yeah, I got those, so I don't need to buy any Christmas cards because we'll just use these. And it's good because I probably won't use all 10, so they're blank. So next time we need to make a birthday card or anything like that, we'll have blank cards. And then I also did get some little chocolates just to tie onto my niece's voucher, just so they have a little Christmassy treat to eat on Christmas Day as well. So yeah, that's all my Christmas shopping done. It feels so good to just not have to think about that anymore. I find it quite stressful choosing presents, especially for the boys, and keeping it all even and trying to think about what they might like. So I'm really glad that I can just put that out of my mind now. I don't have to think about it again till next Christmas. It was also really busy at the mall today, so I'm really glad that in December I don't have to go anywhere near the city or any stores, and I can just stay away from the Christmas crowds. That's definitely a bonus. So yeah, now I'm home. I'm gonna make a coffee and a Tim Tam, and then I'm gonna do my zone cleaning, and then I want to prep dinner. So we're having lasagna tonight, so I just want to prep the meat sauce and just have it simmering. I'll turn it off while I run to get the boys, but it'll be good to have that done. It always tastes better if it's simmered for a few hours. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. First thing on the list is coffee and a Tim Tam. Okay, so while I'm sitting here having my coffee, I thought I would talk about a question that I've had in a previous video. I think it was from Yulia, asking about how I kind of managed to make our house look minimalist and cozy. And ever since I read that comment, I've been kind of thinking about it, and it's also something that's been on my mind since we moved into this house. Because we moved in to this house from a much bigger house, but we had the same amount of furniture. For example, we had the same couch and the same two chairs, but because it was a bigger house, there was more empty space between everything. And to me, my house felt more minimalist than it does here. And then when we moved in here and we had the same amount of stuff, even though we actually did declutter quite a lot, but we still had stuff. And then we moved it into a smaller space and it just felt more cluttered, and I kind of felt like maybe we couldn't be minimalist. I couldn't think of ourselves as a minimalist family in this house. So that's something that's kind of been on my mind, especially with YouTube, because when people talk about minimalism, a lot of the time they're single people, and you know, their thumbnails are them standing in front of a blank wall and they literally have nothing in their house. They have a bed and 4 t-shirts and 1 pair of socks and I don't know, but they literally have pretty much nothing. And in some ways you can get caught up thinking that if you want to be minimalist, you have to reach this goal of having nothing. But for me, moving into this house has made me rethink and realign myself with what minimalism is to me. I remember reading in a book once, and if I can find it, I will link it down below, but the author said that minimalism isn't a punishment, it's a gift. So you shouldn't be trying to deprive yourself or getting rid of things that you love or that you want to keep just so you can fit in the mold of the I sold everything minimalist. I don't know, I feel like this is one of those videos where I'm going to edit it and I'm like, Bailey, you just talked for 20 minutes and I have no idea what you're talking about. But for me, having a warm, welcoming house is important. I don't want my kids to come home to a cold, empty house and an empty bedroom where everything is shut away and cupboard. I could make my house look so much more minimalist if I took my coffee maker and everything off the shelves and put it away in a cupboard, and if I got rid of the open shelving, and if I closed in the kitchen island so you couldn't see what was inside it, if I got rid of my cushions and the rug and the ottoman and I just had the bare couches and the bare chairs, if I got rid of the artwork, I could make the thumbnails of YouTube videos that make me look like I'm a true minimalist. But for me, that's not a welcoming home. Home is somewhere that you come and you want it to feel like your home is wrapping its warm arms around you and you're safe and you're welcome and you're comfortable. And to me, that's what cozy is, and that's what cozy minimalism is. It's having a house that has enough. It has enough things to make me feel cozy and comfortable. It has enough things to make people feel welcome when they come into my home. It has enough artwork that makes me remember that creativity is important, and that the things that people that I know that have made are important and that I want to display them. So I guess for me, I just don't want people who are thinking that they can't be minimalist because they don't want to live in an empty house. I don't want that to turn people off looking more into minimalism or thinking that they can't do it because they have kids or a family. Holding yourself to like a single male who lives in like a bachelor pad and thinking I can never achieve that, but that's what minimalism must be, is a bit crazy to me now that we have been living like this for so long. So I don't even know if I've answered the question, but for me, to make my house cozy is just having enough, but not too much. So enough color, enough warm fabrics, enough blankets to cuddle up in, enough artwork on the walls that my walls aren't cluttered and I don't feel like the space is closing in on me because there's so much stuff on the walls, but enough for me to enjoy. And all of my artwork is made by people I know, and I'm not just buying random pieces of art to fill my walls from big box stores. So I think that to me is what cozy minimalism is. And I think that you shouldn't feel like you can't make your house cozy and welcoming and be minimalist at the same time. It's like a lot of people say that minimalism really isn't even to do with the things, but often it becomes about the things because that's what you can see. But mostly minimalism is in your, I guess it sounds cheesy, but it's in your heart and it's in your head, because it changes the way you think about a lot of different things in your life. It just happens to be that stuff is the easiest one to explain and the easiest one to show. So yeah, I probably haven't even answered the question, but it's something that I've felt quite passionately about since we moved here into this smaller space, is that we are still minimalist. We are still a minimalist family, and you can have a cozy, warm, welcoming house and still be minimalist, and it can still feel really nice and not cluttered. It really is just about having enough. So choose the things that you love. Don't feel like you have to get rid of everything you love, and you can definitely make your house warm and inviting and still be minimalist. And I know that I could definitely get rid of everything and look like more of a minimalist, but I don't care to do that. For me, minimalism is just about having enough. So I hope that answered Yulia's question, and I did go off on a little bit of a minimalist, cozy minimalism rant, but I really don't want anyone to feel disheartened if they have more stuff than me, or I don't want people to think that they're better than other people if they have less stuff. Minimalism should be individual to you, and it's whatever your enough is. So there you go. That's probably 10 minutes that made no sense, but I hope that also answers that question. Now I am going to finish my coffee and I'm going to go ahead and start making the meat sauce for my lasagna. So now I'm just gonna fold this load of washing. It looks like I've been crying because I was cutting up the onions and they always make my eyes water. But yeah, I'm gonna fold this washing, and while I do it, I'm going to listen to some more of the Midnight Library. I am loving that book. I can't really say where I'm up to now because it would give away spoilers for anyone who wants to read it. So yeah, if you haven't started reading it yet, off the recommendation of my last vlog, I definitely recommend it. I can kind of see where the ending might go. If it's gonna have a pretty predictable ending, if it has a surprise ending, then who knows, but I don't know, even if it's a really predictable ending and it is what I think it's gonna be, I've still really enjoyed the book. It's a really cool concept and the way it's written is really nice, and the audiobook is read by, I think it's Carrie Mulligan. Her voice and everything is so nice to listen to. So yeah, definitely go and get the Midnight Library or listen to it on an audiobook if you can, because I'm really enjoying it. So that's what I'm going to do now before I go and get the boys. Okay, so we just got home. Tobias is playing with his toys upstairs. He's tipped out both containers so he can see everything. So you'll probably hear him rummaging through that now. But I went to the library on the way to pick up the boys and found the book I was talking about because I really wanted to show you what it was and link it down below. So it's called Cozy Minimalist Home, More Style, Less Stuff. And I'm probably going to pronounce her name wrong, but I think it's My Quillen Smith. But yeah, I will leave it linked down below. So the bulk of this book is actually how to style your home, like how to use pieces that you already have to make your home look nice, and I don't know, a more kind of interior design, which is nice to read if you're into that. But for me, the best bit of it is actually in the introduction where she talks about why she has a cozy minimalist home and how she went from being a collector of a lot of stuff to curating the stuff that she has a bit more. And my favorite chapter, and the one that I think describes how I want my home to be the most, is this one that says minimal. It doesn't have to be cold. And in this chapter she has a couple of really good lines that when I read them it like speaks to my soul. And one of them is, there's a way of being a minimalist that I can't get behind. It's having less stuff for less stuff's sake. A race to the least is just as meaningless as a race to the most. So I really like that. It's not about just getting rid of your stuff for the sake of getting rid of your stuff, and knowing what you're willing to give your time to and what you're willing to spend your money on. And here's the other bit that I was talking about, where she says, instead of feeling like minimal was a punishment, I realized it could be a gift, both to myself and everyone who lived in or visited our home. There's chapters on clutter anxiety and cozy abundance, and when cozy becomes clutter. And she says things like, my view of minimalism slowly shifted and I began to reconsider my definition of enough. It's just a really good book. I really recommend it. Go to your library, get out the Midnight Library and get out this book, get a coffee and some Tim Tams and sit down and read, because this is an amazing book. So yeah, now I am going to put this away because I need to make the rest of my lasagna so dinner will be ready on time. So that's what I'm going to work on now. While I was out picking up the boys, I also ran into the grocery store and picked up their advent calendars because I didn't want them to run out. It's December in just a couple of days and I didn't want them to sell out and me not be able to get one. Tobias is throwing a bouncy ball around. So yeah, I got these. The boys are really excited to start them. And I thought, since we're not decorating until a week before Christmas, that this would be a fun idea to kind of get into the Christmas spirit before then. Okay, so this is how the meat sauce is looking after a few hours with the lid on. I have about half an hour before I'm gonna assemble the lasagna, so I'm gonna take the lid off now so it can thicken up a little bit. And then for pasta, I am just using this. I usually use the like sheets of pasta, but the boys actually prefer when I use these little lasagnas, so I'm gonna use these. And this way I don't have to do any layers. I just throw the meat sauce and the pasta together and put cheese sauce over the top. Okay, so the lasagna is in the oven. I'm gonna do my kind of afternoon reset now so everything is tidy when Mike gets home and so we can eat dinner. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!